Hey, what's up guys? It's Jay with Short Point Creations, and today we're talking about that dreaded process of sharpening. Yes, I know it's something that a lot of people are intimidated by or fear completely, but you shouldn't. I mean, when we talk about sharpening, we traditionally talk about stones and diamond plates and grits and grats and other goblins, but I found a system that can take the intimidation and the complexity out of sharpening and make it a lot safer and better in your shop. Check it out. So I'm sure we've all been there. We're working on a project using our chisels or our planes, and next thing you know, you discover the blade's getting a bit dull and you want to sharpen it. Well, now if you don't have a dedicated sharpening space, which a lot of us who, would work on the weekends or hobbyists, we don't have a set up dedicated sharpening space. You have to set up the water stones or the diamond plates. You got to get the water out. You got to get your jig out. You got to set up your jig. You got to put your chisel in the jig. You got to get it all set up right. Then you got to start sharpening. Then you got to change out stones. And before you know it, you're like, look, sharpening has become a whole project unto itself. So I was cruising around the internet and I came across a system that will make this tune-up sharpening process a breeze. It's called the Diamond Cross FASTTRACK Sharpening System. Now, what makes this system different from traditional sharpening jigs is that it has a precision machine base and carriage, okay? Now, traditional jigs go front to back with the tool. This one goes side to side. Other jigs, the tool rides on top of the stone. This one, the stone will ride on top of the tool. So it's a little bit different from that perspective. So let me just show you quickly how it works, and then you can see how easy it is to set this system up and to have a sharp blade and get back to working. So after working with the FASTTRACK Sharpening System for a little bit, I found that if you mount it to a bench hook board like this, where you just have one piece of MDF and then I took two other pieces and screwed them to the bottom, it works really good because it's sturdy. You could leave this on a shelf somewhere when you need to do a tune-up. Simply take it, put it in your bench vise, and lock it down. You're ready to go. So real quickly, let me break down the parts of the sharpening system. You have your base here, which has a sliding dovetail that the carriage rides on. You have a deburring section here. It's got a deburring plate, and then that deburring section has shoulders. These shoulders are what you're going to register your tool or your blade against. The shoulders here ensure that when you sharpen your blade, the blade is going to be square on the end as long as it's registered up against these shoulders. Okay? Now, the carriage itself has two bevels on it. One of them's at 25 degrees, one of them is at 30 degrees. So that's based off of your preference. Do you prefer a 30 degree or 25 degree bevel on your plane blade or your chisels? So for me, I like a 30 degree bevel on mine. So for me to add the diamond plate to this, what I simply do is take my diamond plates, and these range anywhere from 100 grit to 1,000 grit. For a tune-up, I'm gonna go mid-road, so I'm probably gonna go, let's go 600, okay? Now, like I said, I like a 30 degree bevel, which is this side, so to attach the diamond plate, just simply put it on, and the rare earth magnet embedded in the carriage will automatically hold on to that diamond plate. Take the carriage, simply put it on the sliding dovetail, and it's ready to go. Now to sharpen, all you do is you take your chisel, register it up against the shoulder, slide it all the way in till it contacts the carriage, and hold it there. Now they say you don't have to use honing oil. I prefer to, so I have used it. So now to sharpen, you just simply hold the chisel and go back and forth with the carriage. And you'll hear it making contact and grinding up against the diamond stone. When you don't hear it, push it in a little more. And then just after a couple passes, you're ready to go. Now, we all know we like that micro bevel on the end. So to do the micro bevel, you simply lift up on the carriage as you sharpen. By doing that, it will give you, and let me get a towel, and I'll try and get it to zoom in on you here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it is very sharp. I can see the micro bevel is right there. It's very fine. I mean, paring is probably very easy with this chisel. Yep, I'm taking off minuscule pieces. So hopefully you were able to see how the Diamond Cross Fast Track Sharpening System can make tuning up your blades a very easy and quick process, and how it takes the intimidation or the complexity out of sharpening. Now, I do have to make a note here. Everybody knows when you buy a chisel and it's brand new, you have to flatten the back of it. That, I guess you could do with the deburring plate on this. I wouldn't recommend it. It would take a long time. So you still need a traditional stone in order to do that. Taking a blade that is really damaged all the way back to being a good blade with a nice micro bevel on it would take a while on this system, but you could do it. With that, maybe you use a traditional stone just to get, you know, it to a point where you can fine tune it then with the Diamond Cross system. That would be the way I would do it. But definitely the Fast Track Sharpening System by M.POWER has a spot in my shop for tuning up. I think it's gonna make projects a lot better because I'm gonna be able to have that sharp blade ready for me all the time without the hassle. So check it out. I'll put a link in the description for M.POWER and their Diamond Cross Fast Track Sharpening System. Something to look into. Thanks again, M.POWER. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, share it with a friend of yours, and please subscribe. Please, please subscribe. This isn't possible without you guys. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, and we'll see you next time.